makes good sense to any small and medium business. So productivity gains are relevant to individual business, but what about the bigger picture? Is BIM relevant to our industry or to our country? In June this year, the Construction Industry Council submitted a call to government to maintain their capital spending program into infrastructure at a minimum of 5.5 billion per year for the next 5 years. What I find incredible when you read that document is that there's no suggestion of how the industry in turn can offer better value. There's no mention of new technologies or processes. It seems the industry leaders have their heads stuck in the sand, determined to flog an outdated system that simply doesn't work. The truth is that the construction industry is broken. Buildings cost too much and they take too long to build. There are enormous inefficiencies in our process and very little by the way of collaboration. Consider the percentage reported in The Economist magazine in 2000. Based on the 27.5 billion the government need to spend over the next 5 years, it means our collective approach as an industry will possibly contribute to a staggering 8.25 billion in waste. If government knew about the potential benefits of utilizing new technologies and better forms of integrated project delivery, then surely they would be asking for this in their procurement contracts. I believe they remain blissfully unaware of the benefits. On the opposite side of the scale, governments like Singapore have realized the benefits of BIM and are investing up to 40,000 euros to any project team who decide to implement BIM on their project. So, I mean, where is this kind of forward thinking in our government? This brings me on to another big question. Where are the professional bodies and the main industry players in this discussion on BIM? They seem equally unaware and disinterested. I attended a BIM conference in Dunleary last month. There were only 5 architects, 5 engineers, and 1 contractor in the audience. I attended the RIAI conference in Westport last month as well. There was zero discussion on how new technologies and processes can vastly improve our profession and our service to the industry. I suspect there's a similar level of disinterest in the other institutes and government bodies. I believe CITA, because of their membership profile, are uniquely positioned to act as a central mediator between all these organizations on the discussion on BIM, gathering the queries and concerns and feeding back useful information to these main players to get some consensus and joined up thinking on the subject in this country. In August this year, Alan Hall instigated a BIM working group within CITA, and I maintain for that group to be effective, we need members of this audience, of the CITA membership, who are also members of the respective organizations, to step forward and act as representatives between CITA and their professional bodies, to be sure that the discussion is considered from all angles. I believe any person who takes on this role will immediately identify themselves as forward-thinking and leading in the field, and I would encourage people to get involved with the CITA BIM group. The last 5 sessions have given us an excellent overview of the possibilities of BIM. Looking forward, CITA plans to promote the general use of technology through the efforts of the CITA BIM group. This focus group of CITA members is set up to investigate the benefits of BIM through research and information sharing and discuss ideas for the general advancement of BIM in the industry. Most importantly, the group has an important role to educate the industry in general and also to promote some consensus and joined-up thinking. The objectives of the group are aligned with the overall objectives of the CITA EIN network, which is to promote information technology, research, and innovation in small and medium enterprises in the construction industry. To complement this effort, CITA SkillNets are offering affordable, subsidized training in the industry through funding secured from SkillNets, and even offering some training support for unemployed construction professionals. A dedicated LinkedIn group has been set up for the BIM working group, and there are already 50 members who have joined to participate or follow the group. Listed on this side are some initiatives suggested by the BIM group that could be developed. As mentioned, CITA SkillNets are offering a training, but the group can advise further on the specific industry needs and direct the development of training and even interact with the major learning institutions. People with a particular interest could collaborate with international groups on behalf of CITA and feed back useful information. Development agency representatives who are part of CITA can promote activity of the group and advertise Ireland's BIM capability in the global market. There's an urgent need, as always, to agree standards and protocols for working together, which is more relevant when you consider integrated project delivery. The BIM group can lobby government to promote better awareness of BIM and the benefits, and even seek government support in the general implementation of technologies for the industry. Of course, everyone is looking for documented proof and benefits before they take the big step, and gathering case study information would help this. I personally see that a multidisciplinary team from the CITA membership carrying out a BIM case study project in Ireland, preferably in parallel to a real project, will be of great benefit, and where we can make direct cross comparisons. This will be informative and convincing, and to everyone. On the 20th of September this year, a short survey was sent out to the whole CITA membership, basically to allow members to register their interest and express their opinion, and also to state how they might contribute to the work of the group. And to be honest, the response was particularly poor, given the size of the CITA membership, and also that this subject is so relevant to our industry. And this goes back to my earlier point that the general ignorance and disinterest amongst the main parties out there in our industry. Again, I make the point that the effectiveness of this group will depend on having a very good mix of representation from all sectors of the construction industry. Nevertheless, the responses of the survey can be summarized into 4 categories of participants, and their particular areas of interest or concern are shown on this slide. Some of the particular points that came out of the survey was that successful implementation of BIM will depend on government, client, and contractors' demand. The general consensus out there is that the professions are not going to change until they're forced to change, which is a pretty sad position, in my opinion. Others noted the focus on integrated project collaboration between all stakeholders to gain maximum benefits of BIM. Of course, access to appropriate training and software products was highlighted as a requirement for successful implementation. The general promotion of the benefits of BIM and raising awareness in the industry was also stressed. And of course, we urgently need to develop the protocols and procedures and standards that will facilitate this kind of collaboration. There were some suggestions that CITA could maintain a list of the related software products and maybe offer impartial advice on these. It was also noted that there are a few areas of BIM that need to be developed further, in particular issues of interpolarity between platforms, cost estimating, BIM and from the BIM models, and in formulating agreements that will promote integrated project delivery. And in all these areas, I think we can learn a lot from international practice if we collaborate with the international markets. So the next upcoming activity for the BIM group is to host a series of 12 monthly informative webinars on the subject of integrated project delivery, starting next Thursday. IPD describes a building procurement method which implements a negotiated and integrated agreement between owner, contractor, and designers that empowers the project team to utilize BIM effectively in an integrated environment. BIM and IPD are going to have profound effects on our current procedures and agreements, and our industry needs to get up to speed in these processes or risk being left behind the global market. For this series of roundtable discussions, we have linked up with a US-based construction solicitor, James Summon of Collaborative Construction Resources. The US are a leading adopter of IPD and BIM and lean construction practices, and James is at the coalface of how IPD has worked or not worked, and assisting project teams in negotiating and implementing integrated agreements. He serves on both the National Building Information Model Standards Project Committee and also the Build Smart Alliance Business Process Integration Task Team. We believe he will offer valuable insight into these new processes, leading the discussion each month with an outline of specific IPD challenges faced by the integrated team members and describing solutions used in the US. And as before, I think the success of these webinars will depend on having the right mix of people around the table, so to speak, so that we can ask the right questions and see how the lessons learned in the US can be applied to our current market. So I would encourage all the professionals in this room to get involved in these series. And just lastly, to end the session, I want to encourage our industry partners again to get out of their silos and embrace a more collaborative approach to construction, and BIM can be at the center of this. This will create new opportunities for our industry. The result of the recession is that many of our large organizations have been dissolved and reduced to SMEs. And the expertise gained over the last 10 to 15 years is now largely fragmented. The reality is that Ireland is a small market, and for the most part, large, inefficient organizations have proved to be unsustainable in a fluctuating economy. We need a new business model. We need to start re-engaging in proactive ways. We need to see smaller specialist companies working together in more synergistic ways that can provide a critical mass to resource large projects. We need to learn to form small project-based partnerships for better collaboration and integrated project delivery. BIM software facilitates all this kind of collaboration. It resolves most of the error checking and coordination issues that traditionally required all design and production staff to work in the same building. And by using the remote capabilities of modern internet technology, smaller, more efficient groups can now easily collaborate on bigger projects. And this is the vision of CITA, to combine technology and expertise to create a better industry. So I hope this presentation has given a good overview of what we've gone through in the last 5 sessions. I hope it's been encouraging. And to end, I'd like to make one last plea for all the professionals in this room who are interested in BIM, who represent each of the major institutes and organizations in the construction industry, to contact me and discuss how we can contribute to this vision and process. Thank you very much.